Context of quality. The third component of quality, which describes the element at work outside of the immediate early childhood setting. Refer to the course reading manual for a full description. Some of the elements we will touch on in this section are beyond your control. This does not mean, however, that you cannot advocate for change. The work environment. We have already looked at one element, that compensation and working conditions in module number 3. Other elements include the director's style of management and leadership, legal compliance, and financial aspects. You will learn more about this in your EARL 46 ECE administration course. Funding. The biggest expense in any childcare budget is salaries. Where does the money come from? The parent fees and government subsidy. There are perpetual tensions between what advocates for quality care demand and what parents and governments can fund. It is a real catch-22. I know when I was working as an RECE in a preschool classroom, my salary was covering the cost of 2 of my children in childcare. By the time my third child came, I made the decision to provide childcare in my home, as I could not afford childcare costs for my own children. It was a real reality for me. If fees go up in order to better compensate educators, parents have to pay more. Funding is also very complex, involving all levels of government. You will learn more about this in EARL 46. Regulation. We can regulate qualifications for staff, group size, and adult-child ratios. All of these, as you know, affect the quality of care. Childcare regulations come from provincial or territorial legislation. Here in Ontario, this is mandated through the Ministry of Education. Evaluating quality. Evaluating the quality of early childhood education is important to ECEs, parents, and to policymakers. Researchers and early childhood educators have developed tools to evaluate early childhood development programs. The Early Childhood Environment Rating Scale, or ECERS, is one tool that some center-based programs might use. The Ministry of Education conducts licensing inspections to childcare centers and home-based centers. This is to ensure that all licensed childcare centers are meeting the ministry's minimum standards. In closing, remember that quality can be looked at differently from different perspectives. I remember when I provided childcare in my home, I found it quite interesting to see the differences in perspectives in what is quality. For some families, quality meant getting a real deal and asking to pay me far less than my rate per day. Other families, quality meant finding childcare that was convenient and close to their home. Some families requested their children play outside all day, while others wanted their children inside working on their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. As a care provider, I found this so difficult to meet the needs of all families. This is when I relied on the perspective of the child and my education as an early childhood educator. I knew what was best and what quality looked like for the child and for myself. As mentioned previously in this module, the most important component of quality is you, the educator. Some things might be out of your control, and you will have to remember your own philosophy of early childhood education and the perspective of the child.